Good morning, Nita. Good morning, Sabine. So you can start with just the feet hip width apart, and we'll just let the arms dangle and just give a nice rotation right through the waist. Let the arms come around and slap. And keep the chest open. Keep the rib cage lifted so you're nice and open through the shoulders. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now, as you keep the ribs lifted, just lift the chin and open up through the throat. Take the tip of the tongue right to the top of the front teeth. Lift the eyes. Breathing in and out. In and out through the nose as always. And then you can come right back to your center. And now take the hands behind, interlace through the fingers, and you can slide the shoulder blades down. Take an in-breath, lift the rib cage, and then step the feet just hip width apart, and exhale and fold forward. Send the wrists over towards the head side of the body, and keep the wrists reaching out as much as you can, pulling up from the core as you press the feet down. Get the wrists reaching out. Open, take in 2 more breaths. Keep on pulling up from the core as you tip the bum bones up. Breathing in and out. And here we go on the next in-breath. Breathe in, lift the eyes, send the wrist back, and come on all the way back. And now we'll come right to the front of the mat, and you can step the balls of the feet together. Just have the heels apart so that you're opening through the hips. Take the hands into prayer position. And now we'll start with our in-breath. Breathe in, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Reach out with the chin. Fold forward, breathe in, come halfway up, touch halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotating into your side plank, opening the chest and rib cage. And then back to the center, rotate to the right. Big in-breath, drawing that shoulder blade back. And then it can come back to your center. Now reach out through the heels. Keep pulling up from the rib cage. And then we'll stay in the plank and bring the feet to the outside edges. Let the heels really reach back. Pull up from the rib cage and do try to have the shoulders down. Keep the elbows from locking out, so there's just a slight bend there. And you keep the heels reaching back. Now, press the right heel back more, stretch a little bit in through that calf, and then come to usual tip top of the toes, and then press that left heel back. Keep the rib cage in, and then coming right back to your center, really subtle. Now the right again, press that right heel back. Press, press back to your center. And then the left, and then center right to the tips of the toes. Step the feet together, bend the knees to lower, lift the rib cage, tuck the pubic bone forward, and then walk the elbows forward under the shoulders to sphinx and to open the chest, lift the eyes. And 1 more in-breath. The shoulders are pressing down as you press the palms down and forearms. And then drop the chin, walk the knees in, take them right under the hips, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, take an in-breath, arc the back, and then exhale and rise into your downward dog. Keep the bum bones lifting up towards the ceiling as you let the heels drop, lengthening through the spine. Keep the core pulling up and back as the head dangles. Breath, breath, breath. Good, and 1 more breath. And now you can gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands, come on halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold, forward bend. Breathe in, bring the arms up overhead, draw the palms together. And then exhale the hands to center. And again, inhale, gazing up, open. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, come halfway up, flat back. Stay here for a moment and just pull the inner thighs up and in and back so that you're rotating the bum bones back. To me, it feels like shrink wrap pulling right up into the belly button area. The lower core is pulling back. And then you're in a great position now to exhale and fold. Now plant the hands, jump or step the legs back, coming into your side plank, best version if the legs are straight or bending the underside knee. And then you can take that arm in line with the ear, take the arm over, lengthen, and then windmill that arm all the way around and back. Rotating to the other side, open the chest, draw that shoulder back, and then lengthen, reach out from the arm, open through the side waist, and then breathe in, windmill that arm around. Come on back into your plank. Keep the heels reaching back. Now, once again, step the feet wide. Keep the rib cage pulled up and in, and then together. And of course, feel free to come down to the elbows to release the wrists. And then take the legs wide and together. 3 more, coming wide. Keep the heels reaching back and together. Keep the legs strong and wide. Really pull up through the rib cage and together and wide. Breath, ribs in and together. Now bend the knees. Tip the pubic bone forward. Exhale to lower the whole body. Press the elbows forward and down under your shoulders. Take an in-breath and another in your sphinx as you slide your shoulder blades down. The eyes lift as you press the tops of the feet down. And then you can bend your knees. Draw the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Take an in-breath. Lift the eyes and then exhale and rise into your downward dog. Let the heels drop, pressing through the entire palms. Now bend your right knee in and press that left heel down, and the bum bone comes a little higher on that left side. And if at any time you start to get tired, I'll demonstrate, come on down onto the knees just in case. And you can still do that calf stretch and relax the shoulders. And for us, in the downward dog, changing legs, press that right heel down, bend the left knee and press the heel down. Lengthening through the hip, pulling right up from the core. Stay with your breathing. Breath. And then we're back to the middle, and you want to press both heels down, pull up through the core, let your head dangle, and gently turn the head from side to side. Again, just letting the head dangle so you've got nice traction through the back of the neck. And then you can center. And now we'll gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, shift the hips high, and then jump or step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. And then breathing in, bring the arms up overhead, press the palms together, and then exhale. And again, inhale, gazing up, open through the chest. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back, coming into your side plank. Again, best version if you want to have the legs straight underneath. And then inhale, take the arm over. We're going to add one more move, and that is just take the arm behind and turn the palm up to the ceiling and really push through into the arm and the floor to open up through the chest. And then take your in-breath, windmill it around. Draw all the way back, rotate to your right, opening the chest and the shoulder. And breathing in again, take the arm overhead, lengthen from the waist. Keep that right foot pressing down. And then breathe in, take the arm back, opening through the chest and the shoulder. And then here we go. Take that arm down. And now coming right into your plank with the heels reaching back. This time we will lower to the elbows. And then keep your rib cage coming in. Look ahead to lift the chin and send the heels back, the inner thighs moving towards the ceiling. Now we step the feet together. And then you're going to roll to the outside of the right foot. The feet are stacked, underside waist is lifting. Over to the other side, stacking again. Underside waist is lifting. Back again, rotating over to the right. Keep the rib cage in. And back again, rotating over. Then you can come to your center. Stay in your plank. Really charge the heels back, pulling up from the core. One more breath. Oh, let's just do 2 more breaths. Just keep the ribs reaching up. Breath and breath. Beautiful. Now bend the knees, point the toes, come right into your Sphinx. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Press the tops of the feet down as you breathe. Good. Finishing the 3rd breath. And then on your next inhale, bend the knees underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, take an arc of the back, lift the eyes, dog tilt, bum up, exhale, rise into your downward dog. Now we lift the left leg straight up in the air, reach up through that heel, bend the heel in, and then circle the knee to the outside. The other way to do this is come on down onto the knee. And this is kind of nice too. Sometimes I like to come down onto the elbow. And you do kind of like the old-fashioned Jane Fonda dog peeing in, where you're bringing the knee out. Doesn't sound right, but it really gives a good understanding. And then you're going to take that leg out and then come down. And now you can take your right leg up, reach up through that heel, bend the heel in, circle the knee out. Breath. And again, maybe on the knees. Keep that heel high as you reach up and out. And then extend that leg out. Come on down. Okay, breathing. Okay, wonderful. And now, here we go, bend down. Now, we're gonna just take the arms forward for child's pose. So the arms come way forward. Look up and slide the shoulder blades back. You're palming the mat. Pull in from the core as you gaze up there. And slide your shoulder blades down, staying with your breathing. And then you can breathe in, come on back up. Take the hands right under the shoulders. And once more, downward dog. First we tilt, tip the bum up, and then exhale, rise, lift into downward dog. And now we'll jump or step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up, lift the eyes, chin. Exhale, fold. And then breathing in, bring the arms up, opening through the chest, pressing the pinkies together, lift from the rib cage, and then exhale to center. Right into the next one, breathing in, gazing up. Exhale, fold, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate to your left. Breath, opening the chest. Take that arm in line with the ear once again. And then one more time, the arm comes back, opening the chest, increase the depth of the breath. And then you can come on all the way down, rotate to the other side, opening the chest. Take that arm around, lengthen from the waist as you reach, and then extend that arm back, opening through the chest. Again, a nice deep breath. And then taking that arm down. Come on into your plank, keep the heels reaching out. Keep the core strong. Now take the legs wide, and then we're going to dunk the right knee down and then straighten it out. And left knee and perfectly straight. Really reach the heels out when you straighten. Right again. Touch, reach, and left. Keep the rib cage in. And right. And left, ribs in. And right. And left. We've got 3 more. And right. Get that heel really reaching out. And left. And right. Breath left. Last one each side, right. Last one, and left. Step the feet together. Now bend the knees And then with the toes tucked under, push the pubic bone forward, lower the elbows front under the shoulders, press the forearms down, take an in-breath in your Sphinx for 3 breaths. Keep pulling up from the core. The pubic bone really pressing under. I always like to do a little bit of a lift to tuck it. Breath. Good, let's just take one more breath. We got here. Everything's nicely opened in through the front ribs. Now do just a little giggle, but see if you can do it high, like a and it's in your throat, in your palate. It'll feel very high, almost tickly at the top of the mouth. Just once again. That will help to come into the upper thoracic area. That's laughing science anatomically. And now we just take the knees right underneath the hips. Take the hands under the shoulders. Now we'll stay here. The hands are right underneath the shoulders. Now take an in-breath. We'll come right into cat-cow. So you're lifting and then exhale and round. And then breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes, arc the back. And then exhale and round, pressing the tops of the feet down. Inhale, gazing up, lift the eyes. And exhale, round. And again, breathe in, gaze up. And exhale, round. Once more, breathe in, gaze up. And exhale, round. Lovely. And now come on back into child's pose. Take both arms over to the left and then release the forehead to the floor, pulling the bum back to the heels. Nice full breath. Oops, I think I better, yep, just move the camera down a little bit. There we go. And then on your next in-breath, take the arms over to the right. Get the arms over, releasing the forehead. Okay, very good. And now you can come on right back. Take the hands under the shoulders once again, and then we'll stretch the left heel out by pressing through the toes and then press that heel back. Take the arms forward about 6 inches and give yourself even more of a push in through the top of the foot. And then you can come down onto the right elbow, and you're going to take the left leg up and reach up through that heel, bend the heel in, and then send that knee high. Now you're seeing that I'm going to arc the back. So I'm letting the rib cage drop, using this arm to bend out and sending the knee as high as I can. So the shoulders back and the elbow is bent to the outside, and I've got that knee as high as I can. Now take the leg out, reach out through the heel, and then bend in and reach out and bend in. The right foot on the floor is really strong. You're pressing down there. We're going right into the glute, working on, when you press the heel out, you're resisting through it as if you press a brake when you're right out there. So stay there for a second and press that heel out. So as if you're pressing into something, and now that ought to activate the buttock deep on that left hip. And then bend in again, keep the knee high and push out and push. The core is strong and push. And we've got 2 and push. And last one, push through. Now pulse up. So you reach up through that heel, and then you're going to come down to this elbow, square the body, reach the heel out, take your right arm behind, grabbing onto the outside of the foot, lift the rib cage, press that foot up, and then press the right foot down into the floor. The chest is open and lifting, and then extend the arm out and come down. Good. Now just from your elbows, do a little shift of the buttocks from side to side. So as you noticed, I've decided to turn away from just teaching the Ashtanga and Hatha style. I really believe a lot in exercise and isolating muscle groups that help the poses. So I've decided to change. I've decided to add a lot more of good functional exercises that I think really help the poses. So there. So that right heel is coming out. We come back up onto the hands, and you can walk your hands forward just about 2 inches. And you press that right heel back, and you're really long through the back of that calf, reaching and reaching and reaching. And then it can come down onto the left elbow. And then you're gonna reach that right leg up, and you've got your right arm bent, and you reach that leg out, and now bend the heel in, and then straighten out, and bend in, and straighten out, and bend and straighten. Keep that heel as high as you can, and straighten, and bend, and stay at the top again. And when you're on your full straightening position, you want to feel the buttock on that right side strongly, and turn the belly button down towards the floor so the hips are squared across. And then bend that heel in again, and press out, and bend, and press, and bend, and press. Keep the belly button facing down, and press, and push. And we've got 3, and push. Bend the heel high and in, and out, and breath is steady. Now you can keep that leg out, come into your rise, and you're lifting and lifting the leg as straight as you can, and lifting and lifting and lifting. And here we go. Now we're going to come back up onto the hand, and then you can bend that right heel in, take the left arm behind, grab on, even just reach towards the foot if you can't come into contact, because you're still going to get the arcing through the back. And then you kick that foot out, lift the eyes, pull out from the foot, lift the rib cage, keep your breathing constant as you push that foot out, and then extend out, come down onto the elbows once again, and then do a little shift from side to side, just releasing the hips. Okay, now we're going to take the hands under the shoulders again, tuck the toes under, take an in-breath, lift the eyes, exhale, fold right up into downward dog. Now walk your hands back approximately a foot. You're in a short downward dog. Pull back the bum bones and press the heels down. Now take your left heel up, turn the toes to the outside. We're going to turn and face the right if you can. Or you can do, this is plan B, is to just touch with the fingertips and look down. If you can take that left arm up, which I can't do, then do that. And then you would turn and look towards your left, and the side body would be turned towards the left. If you need to stay down like me, keep the leg actively reaching out, pull up through the standing leg, and keep the core pulling in. So you still got all the lines working of the pose. And for my scoliosis, I sometimes can't use one side of my back in the morning until it gets all really firing. So just notice here, we're really working on balance. We're also finding where there may be some areas that can't fire. Just really helpful to keep the biomechanics even. And then we come down. Here we go to the other side. So you're taking that right arm up, the right leg up, or you can keep that right hand down. You turn and face the right, draw the right shoulder back, lift from the rib cage, stay with your breathing, keep the heel reaching out, pull up from the left core, that underside core, breath, the leg reaches out, breath, and one more breath, and then coming down. Now we're in our short downward dog once again. Please tuck your chin and stretch through your neck and bend your knees. You're up on the balls of the feet, and you're just pulling the low back up a little higher. And then we're going to do something really, it will feel very much like a somersault. We're going to change this all down to the floor with the same tuck of the chin. So you're going to draw the knee down, come on to the top of the head. The hands are on either side, and you're going to tuck the chin right in. So you're getting a very strong stretch of the back of the neck. Now you'll feel pressure on the head in this pose, which is unusual. So it might hurt in through the head, the scalp there, and that is a very tender spot. However, you're assisting the fulcrum of the neck to open. And then you're gonna roll this all the way back, come on, onto the tops of the feet, come back, and then release to the forehead and let your low back come down. And you're breathing steadily in and out through the nose. And then you can come on all the way back up. We're going to repeat that stretch. Feel free to just watch the biomechanics of it. I'm going to get my left hand back and out of the way. It would normally be here. And you're right on the top of the head. Now you roll forward, so you can see I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm doing a cat round, and the chin is really tucking. It's a very strong pull of the head so that you can lengthen in through the cervical spine. The hands will be even, and your chin is tucking and mushing in. So it's almost like you're squeezing out your Adam's apple. It is a very strong squeeze there. But there's no, the trachea is so amazing. There's no tightening in the throat. Now, breathe in deep so you can create expansion in your upper back, even above the shoulder blades there. And 2 more times if you could. Otherwise, come down and come right into child's pose. And then you can come all the way back. Come into your child's pose as I yell over the train. Coming into your child's pose. And sometimes my voice might sound really bossy because I'm having such a hard time trying to breathe in certain poses and speak. So if it sounds like I'm getting really severe, it's because I'm hoping my voice projects. So in your child's pose, just release your forehead to the floor and do a little wiggle side to side. And then you can come on right back up onto the elbows. Now we'll walk your feet back. So just stay there. So walking your feet back, and you need to come all the way down and take the arms alongside the body. Now let your shoulders spin forward, and then move your hands back and press the tops of the feet into the floor. Your breathing is steady, and you gaze ahead. Now take a bigger in-breath and inflate the ribs so that you can lift up into your snake pose. Now the hands move towards the feet and the tops of the feet press down. Take a couple more breaths here. One more breath. Eyes higher. Let's do 2 more. Sorry, I can just feel that you might be getting a deeper opening through the upper back. We just counter stretch to that area. And then you're gently releasing. Take the hands right beside the chest. The elbows are in. Breathe in, and then exhale and gently come back into your child's pose again. Release the forehead down. And now you have the option of staying in your child's pose or come up to all fours and we'll continue. So feel free to breathe and take your time in child's pose. Now we take the left leg straight out, take the left leg across and turn to your right. You're lengthening out of that side and reach the left heel across. Breath, you're pulling up from the core so the back does not arc. And then you're going to take that leg back. And now you'll take that left leg out to the side. Now you're on the ball of the foot and then you're pressing the heel down, getting a good inner thigh stretch. And then just see, my foot will disappear, but just see if you can wiggle that foot out. So I'm coming out even further, and then lower down to your elbows, take your palms together, and then let your head round. As you press that left foot down, getting a deeper stretch, that'll come right into your groin. So you're pulling up into the core, rounding is tiny, little micro round as your left foot presses down. So you can get deeper into the top of the hip, psoas, and inner thigh, going a little right into those groin muscles. Now you can come back and press your palms down, elbows wide again, come back, and then take that left leg up. And then you're going to take the leg down. So I'm just going to demonstrate. I did a slide glide out. So if you can do that, if you have carpet, do a staccato out. But if you can slide out and then press down through the heel, pull up from the core and pull back again. So you're rounding your spine, you're looking back. Your right foot presses down into the floor for balance. And then if you can slide, point the toes, slide out, feels really neat. You reach, 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 and then the hip comes out. And then you come back in. Really good. Now we'll come to the other side. So take that right leg out, reach out through the right heel, extending. Take that leg out and up, long through the torso. And then you can take that leg across, reaching, look over to your left so you stretch out of that right side. Keep that right heel reaching out. Breath. And then you can draw all the way back. And now slide that leg out to the right. Press the ball of that right foot down. And then pull up through the core. Let your head dangle. Press the top of your opposite left foot down into the floor. Keep that right foot pressing. Now pull up strongly through the core. Breathing. Keep that right leg active, pressing down. Breath. Breath. Okay, wonderful. And then you're going to take that leg back and slide it back, reaching the heel out, reach through that leg. And then once again, slide or staccato across, reach out. The weight shifts out there, and then you pull up from the core into a cat round. So I'll just demonstrate that again. The leg really shifts out. You slide out as much as you can, and then you pull back through the core, and you keep pressing that right foot down, getting that inner thigh stretch. And stay with your breathing. Breath. Okay, one more breath. Great. And then take your leg back, take it in, and you can come on all the way up into seated position, either with the legs in front, or if you can come into a tall kneel, that would be perfect. And just coming into breath of joy. Just notice if you have to blow your nose, because this can be a little messy, and making sure the nasal passage is clear. So the elbows are back, and now you take the palms right back, shoulders press back, and we'll go for 35 pumps, 3 rounds with 3 breaths in between. Here we go, breathing in. Good, and resting, taking 3 regular breaths. So remembering that we inhale here, exhale at the top. It's a very implosive exhale, and the abdominal wall will come in. The other thing is, if you need to go a little bit slower, keep your breath at the same rate as the arms. There is a good releasing and also stretching in through the deep shoulder girdle, right in here. So it is, I find, a very strengthening exercise and a good releasing exercise for the shoulders. And here we go, another round, 35 pumps, breathing in. And then relaxing, 3 regular breaths, beautifully tall. Open through the chest, ribs, nice space in between the ribs and hips. Good, and 1 more breath. Good, and 35 pumps, breathing in. And then just relax 3 regular breaths. Let your shoulders drop back. Really, really open through the ribs and the hips. Lovely. Okay, we're shifting over to your left side. And then you can take your top right foot across. Now, if your hips are really tight like mine, you might be really shifted over. So take your underside heel to give you that wider base, and then lift nice and tall. Now pull that heel in a little tighter, and then hug around the leg and simply pull back. Come nice and tall so you're sitting on both sides of your hips. And then you can lift up. Now, the next thing is to tuck your chin and to breathe in and out through the nose. Now, I'm actively bending my arms to pull in. And the back is you're attempting to really be right at the front of the tips of the bum bones. So you're pulling the arms are pulling the legs in. Your back is nice and tall. And as your chin is tucked, you're lengthening through the back of the neck. Now here you do tighten the trachea. So you tighten in there. And that means that you have to do a longer, fuller breath in through the nose to use your nostrils like straws to suck the breath right into the back of the nostrils. And that will help to get more length in through the upper back. So again, that tightening. And also the other tightening is Uddiyana Bandha, that bandha that is here, that you're pulling up and you're lifting that area in order to keep the length in your spine. Breath. Fantastic for stretching right along the vertebrae at the back as well, because you're basically making like a shepherd's staff. So this is very much like staff pose, but it's stronger, much stronger, because you're at the front of the bum. So staff pose is to reach the back of the head to the ceiling and tuck your staff handle right in so you can lengthen your staff higher, pull it up. And 2 more breaths. I can smell the lavender flowers right outside the door. And then you can gently release. Now we'll take that top right knee and then just kiss the knees together and then hold on to the outside of the right foot. Lift and lengthen out from this side. Get a wonderful rise right out from the side of your waist, and breath. And then you can come down. Okay, lovely. Shift. Come on over to the right side with the knees. Take your top left ankle over. Probably still you'll need to take your right foot under. Pull that ankle in as tight as you can. Come into your wrap. Lift from the rib cage, pulling the elbows in. Come nice and tall. Keep the ribs pulling in as the elbows bend to get that knee in nice and close. And feel how you have both sides of your bum down. And then take your in-breath, lifting the eyes, exhale, tuck the chin, and use your arms to pull that knee in, folding it into your body, to stretch in through that left buttock. Get really lifted. Keep the chin mushing in. Keep the shoulders pressing back. Stay with your nice deep breathing. Nice deep breathing. Nice deep breathing. Good, and 1 more deep breath. Okay, very nice. Now you can uncross that left knee, take the knee right on top. Grab underneath that left ankle. Take the right arm up, lift and lengthen out from that side. It might be very tiny, and you're attempting to fountain off that right side. Lift, and then you can take that arm down. Now we'll take your top left leg out, pull the right heel in. Now see if you can get right onto either side of the hips. So attempting not to be tipped over to one side. The heel technically comes right into the pubic bone. That's technically, if it's too much on the knee, You know, give yourself a wider base, and then you'll be able to tip further more. Also make sure that doesn't hurt the outside knee. Otherwise you can straighten. You'll still get that tip of your hip down. And then you're going to extend over to that left foot and pull your toes back. Get a good reach forward. Lifting, reaching out, breathing, getting the chest bone forward. And then you can breathe in and come all the way back up. Wonderful. We'll switch. Take that left heel in to the best place, best position for your knee. Lift, toes back, extend out, lift forward, reaching the chest out. Keep the toes pulling back. Lengthen from the hip. So you're really lifting from here as much as you can. Breathing and extending. This heel presses, and that presses the knee out, anchors that side of your bum down, and then you breathe in and lift and come back up. Now we'll take ourselves right down onto the back and have the knees bent. Now just let your whole body go for a moment. Feel the back of your body against the floor. Okay, that's good. So now grabbing onto the heels, just press into the feet and send the knees away and press the backs of the arms into the floor. The gaze is to the ceiling and you press into the feet. Now, as you tilt the tailbone out, feel the length right from your tailbone all the way to the back of the head. You stay with your breathing. Keep the tailbone tilting out. Shoulders are resting back. Breath, breath, breath. Excellent. And then lowering down. Wonderful. Next, let the shoulders come wide and draw the knees into the chest, pulling in wide, letting your elbows bend. Fantastic. And then make circles with the knees. Really bending the elbows, pull the knees in as much as you can. So the exercises that we do, the only thing we didn't do was isolate the core. So I would like to, we did a little bit of plank, but I want to get the lower core. So I just want to show you a really good exercise. I was teaching you this one where you have your legs come straight out, and then you're supposed to bring your upper body up. So I'll show you how I can't do it because it's all lower abdominals, which I have the hardest time firing. You come up. Now I can only go to there. I can't come all the way up. Now, if you can come all the way up, come up all the way. So that's the part I can't get over. And then you lift, and then you take the arms forward and you slowly lower incrementally. So you're pulling the core in and then coming down. So the arms are over. Try it one more time. So coming up, lift, pulling forward, up, and then let the arms come forward. Slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. So if that was hard for you as well, the way that you can start to work on this is what I was trying the other day was I was down on the dock, so I put my feet underneath the dock there to hold it, and then I could do that. So if you do have something that you can put your feet under at home, like right outside, fences are perfect, like decks, the bottom, you can put it right underneath a 2x4, and that really works. So if you have somewhere, or Kieran can hold on to your feet, Nita, or somebody's husband or child, and then you can work on that lowering. It's really worth it. I'm really noticing a difference in my back. So if you are inspired by any of what I just said, then see if you get some to hold your feet down. Okay, so now your knees are bent. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees splay out, and then take the arms overhead. Get a wonderful reach. Get your shoulder blades coming under and stretch and lengthen out. Now just get a wonderful reach. And then take the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Bend over rather to the left side. Press the right elbow back and the chest is open. Stay with your breathing. Okay, wonderful. And then you can breathe in. Come on over to the right side. Press that left elbow back. You're opening through that left waist. And you stay with your breathing. Breath. Wonderful. And then come on back to the side. Let's do that one more time. Bending to the left, press that right elbow. Take a deep breath in to breathe, open the right rib cage like an expanding accordion on that side. You really get that area open. And then come on back to the center, bending over to the right, and that left elbow is pressed back. Lengthen out of that left waist. Stay with your breathing. And then you can come on back to your center. Now, just let your arms rest. Gently draw your knees together. And then you can hug your right knee in. Let your left leg straighten. Bring that right knee across over to the left. And take the right arm out to the side and gaze to your right. Get that right shoulder blade under. And then if you feel fancy, you can take that right leg up, grab onto the behind the ankle, calf, foot, whatever you can get to, and then reach that right heel out. Gaze back to the right. And just keep pulling the right shoulder under as you stay with your breath. Breath. And then you can breathe in, come on all the way back up. And then pull that knee in. Take a nice deep breath. And one more. Excellent. And then let that right leg straighten. Here we go, left leg. Hug that left knee and come on into circles. Good. Draw that left knee across. Bring the left arm out to the side, gazing to your left. Let that left shoulder blade come under as you draw the arm back. And if you wish, get fancy. Take that left leg up and reach right through the heel and draw your left waist back. Keep on pulling the left waist back to get the left hip in as much as you can. Nice deep breath. One more breath. We've got the robins singing in stereo. They're coming in the front door, they're coming in the back door. And then you can bring that leg all the way back. And now we bend the knees in again, take the left ankle on top, lift the upper body and grab onto the ankles or the shins. Pull the ankles across and tuck your chin. Pull across a little further, go into your breathing. Couple more breaths. And then you can gently release the heels to the floor. Cross the right ankle on top. Grab onto your feet or your shins. Really tuck the chin. If it's too much on your neck, please come back. And if you need to loosen the grip to get the head back like this, that's great too. Just pull in. I want to make sure you're stretching the neck, not straining in through the chin, and the neck rather, and pulling across. And then you can gently release that and hold behind the knees and bring the heels in the air. Bring the legs wide and pull the toes back. Hold on in the calves or the ankles and pull the heels towards you. Get a good length through the backs of the legs. Now there's the option to grab on. I like to hold the big toe. It's a Ashtanga habit. And what's happening there is the hook of the big toe, and then you pull your shoulders back. Amazing lengthening through the shoulders. Now, my teacher, David, says that your arms are always long enough, because people will say, my arms aren't long enough, David, I can't reach my heels. And he says they are. Now, I don't know how he comes to that conclusion, but I must admit he does have long legs. So technically, he says, We are always have long enough arms, but I haven't seen that in my career. So if you feel like you don't, I believe you, and then just hold on wherever you need to. The other thing that I find really fascinating, and maybe you can check this out, I just haven't gotten um, put a tape measure against a wall, but apparently if you take your arms out to the side, and just stay there while I entertain you. You take your arms out to the side and you measure from your middle, that's usually your longest finger, to your longest finger. And you take that measurement and then you measure up and down. They're supposed to be even. And that's supposed to be one of the ways to check and see that you're not losing length in your spine. So I read that in a trusted, I'll just call her a healthcare practitioner that specializes in menopause, and talked about how to check and make sure that you're not developing, a decrease in your spinal tissue. So I thought that was fascinating. Now just bend your knees in, gently rock side to side very quickly, so come right into Shavasana, and then let go and release into the floor quickly, and let your arms rest to the side. Let yourself go. While I just read to you a little bit of inspiration this morning. As often I find myself turning to just wonderful things that I found somewhere. Sometimes like this one I found on a blackboard at Oise, and it was anonymous, and it is teaching is to learn twice. And I thought of all the times in my life where I taught something that I didn't know. And then when I taught it, I knew it. And that's such a fantastic, fresh reward. And this is from Earl Nightingale. Through all history, the great wise men, women, and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things. It is only on this one point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. We become what we think about. That's a good one to start the day. But let's just do one more. Oh, yes. Rumi, of course. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along. And that really ties in with whatever you think about is what you're creating. Take in another minute of complete surrender. Go into your breath. Just keep on breathing and letting go. Got another minute. And then on your next in-breath, take a deeper breath in. And again, and then you can bend your knees in, pull the knees in nice and wide, and pull to the outside. Stay with your breath and do a gentle rock side to side. And then you can gently roll over to your left side and draw right up to seated position. We'll sit for a moment and feel into what intention you would like to set for today. How would you like to experience this day? So take a moment to come right into awareness of yourself and how that you want to feel today. For example, I have a full day of studying, so I want to feel like I can concentrate and just be in one place. So my feel is the need for one pointed, peaceful concentration. And then imagine a moment in your day where you may most need to evoke that feeling, the feeling tone of that intention. So for me, maybe it's where I get distracted. And then you can bring your awareness back. Lovely. We'll bring our hands together in Namaste. Namaste. So hello from the ravine. Just want to thank the robin, and I'll have to give that buddy some royalties. I actually have been. I've been putting a lot of birdseed out. So have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning if you can join us at 10. Oh, and then tonight we have the restorative retreat, and that's at 6:45 to 9:15, so 2.5 hours of Zen. I have a whole bunch of wonderful readings again for tonight, and if you can join us, just go in and register for tonight. I think it's $35. Okay, have a wonderful night. Sorry, a wonderful day.